Ash fills your mouth as smoke swirls around your body. Heat boils away the sweat as soon as it appears. All around you, the sound of explosions and the screams of the dying ring. Fear floods your veins, a persistent urge to move faster. Your body fills with pain as you run, stumbling over the ruined landscape. The need to make it in time fills your thoughts. The need to save. Then a voice cuts through the haze, echoing so deeply in your mind you awaken. Padawan, wake up. You awake with a start and smash your head into the low bunk above you. Pain shoots through your skull as you stumble to the cold Durasteel floor. The voice comes again to your mind in the slow, strong tones of your Jedi Master. Padawan, wake up. As your mind clears, you hear your comlink ringing, and shakily you answer. Padawan Dendava. It's about time you answered my call, Padawan. What were you doing? Sorry, Master, I was asleep. Prepare yourself quickly and report to the Tactical Operations Center. I know you are new to the position of Padawan, but duty calls. Yes, Master. I'll be there shortly. Quickly you get dressed, the robes of the Jedi Order quickly thrown on, and your lightsaber hanging from the belt. With a quiet hiss, the door opens and you move into the corridor. Clones in both naval uniforms and gleaming white armor move up and down the corridor, performing their duties. As you walk to the operations center, murmurs of commander and salutes precede you. The door opens to reveal Jedi Master Mobe Otad, a deep blue Twi'lek dressed similarly to you. Attending Master Otad is the captain of the Solidarity, a meticulous-looking human from Kuralag, who introduces himself as Captain Raylan. Also in the room, peering closely at the tactical display, is a clone commando with his helmet removed. Captain Raylan introduces the commando as Commander Husk. Join us, Padawan. You will be deeply involved in this mission. The planet you see before you is Tirahnn, a world on the Perlimian trade route. Some months ago, the planet fell into separatist hands, and we could not spare the resources to oppose them. Since that time, the separatists have used their control of the world to disrupt trade and supply lines, and the Jedi Council has tasked us with dislodging the separatists and reopening this trade route. This display shows the separatist fleet around Tirahnn. As you can see, the planet is extremely well defended, and a direct attack against such a fleet would be costly. Tirahnn's capital city possesses a planetary ion cannon that was used unsuccessfully in its defense when the Confederacy first took control of the planet. We believe a small strike force can slip past the blockade, seize control of the planetary ion cannon, and use the cannon to launch a surprise attack against the fleet in orbit. With a large amount of the defense fleet disabled by the ion cannon, our fleet will jump into the system, engage the remaining defenders, and launch a full-scale ground assault to liberate the planet. Padawan Dendava will be leading the strike force to seize the ion cannon. Alright. Padawan Dendava is a little nervous. This is his first active mission. He's been with his Padawan, or his master, for a while, about a month or two in training, but he hasn't gone on any active missions during that time. Let's see. Do you have any details on the planetary ion cannon? I'll need that in order to plan this mission. Captain Raylan nods. We have all that information. It'll be sent to your computer as soon as we're done with this briefing, so you can prepare. Let's see. Any recommendations on how to capture the ion cannon? The Commander Husk, chuckles. Well, there's a few options. You should definitely see what the ground looks like when you get there. Although Republic intelligence has identified a Zygerian separatist, Commander Zolgast. He's supposedly in charge of the cannon's security. If you can capture him, you could interrogate him, and he would be helpful in taking control of that. Alright. Well, what do you know about Commander Zolgast? He's a paranoid man who has tried to remain hidden. He issues commands from a remote location, but we don't know much else other than that. We believe, and this is dubious intelligence, so do with it as you will, that he's the only one with the firing codes to operate the planetary ion cannon. Alright, Padawan Dendava looks at the map. Alright, what kind of resources will I have? Let's... Captain Raylan nods. You'll be transported by a LAAT gunship the Republic Commandos use for covert insertions. Commander Husk will be leading a squad of clone commandos. They have their own mission to perform. They need to infiltrate and sabotage the military base there in Tirahnn. You will have 6 clone troopers that are assigned to try and guard the gunship. That way we can hopefully remain under the radar. We're sending you one because we're going to have you go outside of your Jedi robes so that you can try and blend in with the citizens. That way you're not recognized, and we can hopefully get the drop on them. We are going to assign 2 clone troopers. They're going to use some mercenary gear that we've acquired in order to blend in. They're going to try and blend in as best they can, but keep in mind if they talk too much or interact too much with the populace, they'll probably give you away. Let's see. Padawan Dendava nods. Alright. He motions to his bracer computer. Can I get the details here? I will start planning, start preparing. Maybe I'll look up the city as a part of my plans. Jedi Master Otad nods. That is an excellent plan, Padawan. Come meet with me prior to departing. I'll meet you at the gunship, and we will. I have something that may help you with this trip. Padawan Dendava nods and leaves the room, obviously dismissed, as he goes to prepare. He goes and he changes into a more casual clothes, not his Jedi Order robes, with the intent to conceal who he is. He puts a blaster on his hip. Most people don't go unarmed, which is helpful for him. But then also tucks the lightsaber behind his back under the clothing, trying to keep it concealed. That way he's less noticeable. Alright. He looks over the map, and at this point I am going to use the Oracle. Does Padawan Dendava notice anything that could be useful? Let me use the Oracle, and then I'll use, if it's successful, then we'll go ahead and use maybe some skill checks to go with that. Alright, and let's roll. Yes, but... So yes, I recognize a few things, but Obviously, I'm not super skilled, and so the information is limited as to what I can do with it. Let's go ahead and roll for knowledge tactics. I don't know much, but we can at least use that. So a 7, not grand. So the big thing that I recognize is that the ion cannon is kind of tucked away on one side of the city. Probably the intent there to make sure that if it was bombarded from orbit, that it wouldn't destroy the entire city. I don't notice much else at the moment. Hopefully, as I get down to the ground, I'll be able to learn a little bit more about that. Alright. Padawan Dendava then heads to the hangar bay to prepare for to get on board his the gunship in order to head to Tirahnn. He meets Master Otab there. Otad. And next to Master Otad is a small droid floating in the air, about this, yay big-ish. Master Otad looks at his Padawan and nods. Excellent choice, hiding your lightsaber. That should help you significantly in this mission. I would like to introduce you to JT-10. Motions to the droid. This droid is a training droid that I commissioned for you. Should help you train in both lightsaber combat as well as help you practice any of your skills that you need, deflecting blaster bolts or fighting with lightsabers, as well as assist you outside on missions. It's equipped with some med packs in order to help heal you if necessary, as well as a sensor link, so you can send this droid ahead, JT-10, to scout and see what's going on. JT warbles and kind of bobs up and down, clearly excited to get to know another person. Hello, JT. It's nice to meet you. I'm Padawan Dendava. Really excited to be working with you today. With that, Commander Husk steps out of the gunship. Padawan, we're ready. And the Padawan nods. Padawan Dendava looks at his master. May the Force be with you, Master. May the Force be with you, Padawan. And good luck. He enters the ship, and the gunship disembarks from the Solidarity and jumps to light speed. Within a matter of hours, it emerges from hyperspace well away from Tirahnn, and the pilot powers down most of the non-essential systems, and there's a long, several-hour trip into Tirahnn itself. Along the way, Dendava looks over the information about Tirahnn, some of the forces they may encounter, noticing that it's primarily going to be battle droids. There could be some supers and other droids that he has to deal with, but he's not sure about that until he gets there and actually starts looking at it. He looks over the crew, the 6 clones that are there to defend the gunship. They're prepared. The troopers are ready. The clone commandos are ready for their mission, communicating, as he can tell, through their comlinks on an internal system. He looks over at his 2 Adi armor clones. It's nice to be working with you. I'm Padawan Dendava. What's your names? The first smiles and nods his head. His head's shaved completely with tattoos going up along above the ears. Nice to meet you. My name's Digger. This is Wreck. Why do you have those names? Well, I like to dig in, get myself in a good position, and then kind of stay there and hold it. I don't like to give up ground. And Wreck here, well, he elbows him. He's a wreck. He likes to blow stuff up. Padawan Dendava looks at Wreck and realizes that his clothes are a little bit scuffed and torn and burnt. There's some scorch marks on his armor. Yeah, had a small incident getting ready. Had a power pack explode. Yeah, no big deal. The clone pilot calls back to everyone. We're going full silent. All electronics shut down, including that droid of yours. Dendava looks over at JT. Sorry, I gotta turn you off for now. Shuts him down, turns off his bracer computer. All the lights go out, and the transport glides silently through space, appearing as a black speck to anyone who may be observing from one of the Separatist ships. There are long, tense moments as the dropship passes through the Confederacy blockade, but no turbolaser fire flashes after you. The ship begins to rattle as it plunges into the atmosphere, seeming nothing more than a meteorite burning up on entry. Once clear of the blockade, the clone pilot begins firing up the dropship's systems in an attempt to bring it in for a covert landing on the night side of the planet. However, before the pilot has a chance to set up a suitable approach vector, the entire ship bucks as it's tossed by errant wind currents. The sound of tearing metal and alarm klaxons begin to sound throughout the interior of the ship. Strap in! Guy calls the pilot. This is gonna hurt. Right, so at this point, I'm gonna allow myself to do a couple of actions here. He is going to, let's see, he has enough time for 3 actions. I'm gonna go for that. In the text, you'd have a group of 4 or 5. They got to get at least 3 to reduce the severity of the crash. It's a small skill challenge. So I'm going to allow Dendava to do a couple of actions. Let's see if the clone commandos have any. Nothing there. Maybe I'll allow them to do some actions. Alright, so the pilot is going to make some skill checks as well. He's going to do at least one to try and help do what he can there. So we'll start with his roll. And I'm going to keep everything hidden on that side for right now until I know what I'm dealing with here. Alright, let's see. And use mechanics. He's going to quickly try and repair jump wire some of the controls to help restore some power to repulsors. Let's see. As it continues to bounce, he's gonna fire up his bracer computer, link it to the ship, and use try and help calculate a faster vector, a better vector. He's also going to turn JT back on. Help us out here. And JT is going to help prepare some protective gear, things like that. That should be enough there. Let's see what happens. Alright, so an 18. That's successful. He's able to level out the descent a little bit. Dendava is unable to rewrite route power to some of the maneuvering repulsors, so that is not an option there. He also isn't able to calculate a better vector, so there's 2 failures. Let's see, rolled 4 times, so 21 also doesn't help. So at this point, he is unsuccessful, or the team is unsuccessful to try and get the ship up and moving in a way that's not going to cause a lot of damage. Alright. The ship plunges towards the ground at a steep angle, and the pilot yells a battle cry as he pulls back on the yoke. The ship lurches upon impact with the ground and threatens to rattle itself apart as it digs a deep furrow into the ground. After what seems like hours, but is really less than a minute, the drop ship comes to a halt. A long moment of silence follows, and then Commander Husk calls out, "Everyone 100%? Few voices answer in the affirmative, but there's silence from others. One of the clone commandos looks up from where he is hunched over another clone. Looks like some of our boys are on permanent R&R. Once the side of the door of the ship is opened, letting in the moonlight, you see only 2 of the 6 clone troopers survived the crash, and the pilot was killed as well." Oh man, that is going to be rough. Alright, that is where we are going to end for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Tune in next time as we see what happens from this crash and see if Padawan Dendava can manage to succeed on their mission. As always, happy gaming, and may the Force be with you.